Hello and happy new year. Happy 2019. I am so excited that it is 2019. These past 2 weeks have not been very kind to me at all. So I figured I would do like a little bit of a life update, mukbang style. I just went to Taco Bell and I ordered like $15 worth of food. Probably not going to eat all of it, but I'm definitely going to be eating a good portion of it. If you guys are interested in my order, I got a Crunchwrap Supreme, no tomatoes because I hate tomatoes, and I subbed out the meat for rice. I got a Cheesy Gordita Crunch, sub out the meat for rice. I got a cheese quesadilla, a nachos, and some cinnamon twists, and then I also got some lemonade. But if you guys have watched my mukbangs in the past, I don't like anything like too sweet or too strong, so I asked for half lemonade and half water, and it looks like they did like a fourth lemonade and 3/4 water, which is kind of perfect for me because that's how I like it. I usually water everything down ridiculously, so I'm gonna shake this up and give it a little taste test and see how it really is. That's literally perfect. They made that perfect. It is not too strong and not too sweet. So yeah, I figured I would have like a little chat, a little heart to heart with you guys. These past 2 weeks have been really tough. Very tough emotionally, physically, and mentally. If you guys are new here, I am pregnant. I'm actually hitting my 6th month today, which is so exciting. Cannot believe I'm already going into my 6th month of pregnancy. It is wild. I've had overall a very good pregnancy so far. I was very sick my first trimester, hit my 2nd trimester, completely changed, had all this energy, was feeling great, and then 2 weeks ago I got hit with a terrible viral infection. We're just gonna take this out and start chatting and eating because I'm starving. I love Taco Bell so much. So I got hit with a really bad viral infection. I'm not gonna like bore you with all the details, but if you guys are new here, yes, I am pregnant, but I'm also a teacher. I teach 5th grade, and it is inevitable. You get sick all the time as a teacher. I did get a flu shot this year. I didn't have the flu, which was really good, but I got hit with something so nasty. I have not felt like this in years. I don't think I've ever felt like this my entire life. It happened the day before my winter break. So as a teacher, you get like a week and a half off in Christmas time or for the holidays, and this happened the day before my holiday break. My holiday break has been miserable. I don't mean to sound like over dramatic. I go back to work tomorrow, and it is the first time in my teaching career that I'm actually looking forward to going back to work. I love my job, I love teaching, but every teacher loves a little bit of a break, and I freaking cannot wait to just go back to work tomorrow because this winter break has been so nasty. I went to the doctor's 3 times and I had to go to the hospital, so there's that. That was really fun. Not fun at all. So again, oh my god, it's so good. I am not a vegetarian anymore. I used to be a vegetarian or pescatarian. Since I got pregnant, I started eating meat again because my body was craving it so much. But when I go to Taco Bell, I still don't eat their meat. I actually prefer it with rice, so I always sub out all of the meat for rice, and it's just so good. If you've never tried it before and you guys are interested, definitely try to sub out any of the meat for rice. It just gives it like a really good texture, and I personally don't like the meat from Taco Bell, and nothing against it. Whenever I had it before, I would get like really bad stomach pains, and ever since I like subbed out all of the meat for the rice, I don't get those stomach pains anymore. It's kind of healthier. It's not healthy at all, but yeah, so I ended up in the hospital. I ended up going to the doctors 3 times. My ears were clogged. There was something going on. They tested me for strep, they tested me for flu, that all came back negative. They tested me for a couple other things that came back negative as well. Everything was fine, but I just had this like nasty inside of me, and it just was not getting better. I ended up having to go to the hospital. I was on the Z-Pack, and before anybody puts comments down below about antibiotics when you are pregnant, I went into this pregnancy not wanting to take any medication. I really wanted to try to do it as natural as possible. I was very against the fact of putting things into my body while I was pregnant. So if you guys have like, I don't know, if you guys are against it as well, please try to refrain from putting it in the comments, because I already feel bad enough having to have taken the Z-Pack and having to take an antibiotic and all this other stuff to get myself better. Just please be kind in the comments, because this is my first time being pregnant, and this was hands down the scariest 2 weeks of my entire life. It got to the point where I had to ask myself, all right, am I going to take antibiotics and hope to get better? Or am I not going to take them and risk the infection spreading in my body and really, really hurting my baby inside me? So again, please, if you guys are against antibiotics while you're pregnant, I know there are a lot of people out there that are very against it. I was one of them. Just please try to refrain from putting in the comments, because I'm in like a very emotional state as it is right now. But anyways, I ended up going on the Z-Pack. I was on, oh yeah, and then my viral infection traveled up to my eye, and I got pink eye. On top of everything else, I got pink eye. I was just like immobile. I literally had no energy. I felt so out of it. I've never felt like that in my entire life, and it just wasn't getting better. When I was on those antibiotics, like, I did feel a little bit better. By day 5, something came over me again, and I had a really bad fever, like a very, very bad fever, and it kept spiking. So Adam kept checking it for me, and it kept going up and up and up, and I had the chills, and I ended up calling, and this happened at like 6 o'clock at night, so I ended up calling like my on-call doctor at OBGYN, and they were like, you need to go right to the hospital. If you have a fever that's high, like, you have to go right to the hospital. So I ended up going to the hospital. Sorry, I had to take a break because I just spilled on my brand new maternity shirt. But yeah, I ended up having to go to the hospital, and it was a blessing in disguise, because let me tell you, they took care of me there. I felt so taken care of when I went to the hospital. They did all of these tests. They checked me for all of this different stuff, and bottom line, I just had a really bad viral infection. They checked me for literally everything. We were in the hospital for 4.5 hours, and they were the kindest people ever. Adam and I kept talking about it. He came with me. He was by my side the entire time. We just kept talking about like how dedicated they are to their craft and to making pregnant women feel okay during their time of need. I literally never felt so taken care of. So long story short, blessing in disguise that I went to the hospital, because it was more like peace of mind for me. When I left the hospital, they basically told me like everything is fine with me, everything is fine with baby. I got to hear the baby's heartbeat again. They checked like a cervix, so they like went up into me to check to make sure that I wasn't like having contractions, because I went into the hospital having like really bad pains in my lower stomach and my lower back. They believe it just was like growing pains. So they checked all of that. Everything was perfectly fine. Baby's heartbeat was fine. My heartbeat was fine. Oxygen level was fine. Blood pressure was fine. They checked my blood. They checked my urine. They checked for cultures. They checked for everything. And long story short, I feel a lot better now. It was just like taking its toll, and the doctors believe that it was just like the end of the viral infection. And I'm feeling a little bit better now. I still feel like a little bit run down, but I feel good enough to actually like be able to talk to humans. I couldn't even talk this whole winter break. I'm like nervous about biting into this because I just dripped on myself and it's like overflowing with cheese. Just give me a second. I have to figure out like how to do this. And this is the smallest baby bite ever. I'm nervous if I bite too much, it's just gonna like right on out. Okay, I'm gonna try to do this again. This is so good, by the way. Like, this is my favorite thing to get at Taco Bell. Oh my god, look at that cheese. I love Taco Bell cheese so much. I know that everybody's like, it's fake cheese. Whatever it is, it's like liquid gold. So that's my story, guys, for this past 2 weeks. It has been a miserable 2 weeks. But silver lining, everything is okay with me. Everything is okay with baby. And that's honestly all I care about right now. But I would love to know how your New Year's is going. How's everybody's New Year's Eve? How's everybody doing? How's everybody's life going? Let me know in the comments below. I forgot to say, we're like 10 minutes into the video already. But feel free to pause this video. Go get yourself some food, snack, lunch, breakfast, whatever time of the day it is. And have lunch or dinner with me. This is my lunch, but feel free to eat with me. Do you see all that cheese right there? I like don't know how to attack this because I'm nervous. Look at my beauty guru Taco Bell skills right now. I'm like nervous to bite into this and have it just like ooze all over me. Do you see this? I'm such a slob. But yeah, look at my belly. It's definitely getting big. All right, I'm gonna try to do this as not disgustingly as possible. That was a good bite. That was a really good bite. Let me know if you guys have any New Year's resolutions in the comments below. I know that's like a touchy subject from people, but like, I don't know, if you have any New Year's resolutions, I want to know about them. I have very like, not generic pregnancy brain. I have very generic ones that everybody has. Be healthy, XOXO, etc, etc. XOXO, like where's my brain right now? I have very generic ones, but I also have ones that I'm pretty excited about. First and foremost, I want to continue having a very healthy pregnancy, healthy delivery, and I just want to, I know this is going to sound so strange, I just want to learn how to be like the best version of a mother that I possibly can be. I've been thinking about that a lot lately, now that I'm like into my 6th month. How do people know what to do when they become parents? Like, I have a good idea, but how do people just like know? Like, this is my first pregnancy, my first baby. I just feel like I watch some people and they just like know everything. And then I talk to like all my friends and family and they're like, girl, nobody knows what they're doing at first, and you just kind of like roll with it. So I think a big like resolution of mine is just to like be a little bit more confident in all aspects of life. I've been a little hard on myself, being like what if I don't know what I'm doing? And then everybody that I talk to, they're like, you figure it out. Like, no parent goes into it like knowing everything and knowing exactly what to do and where to be and how to do this and how to do that. It's like a learning curve. So my goal is to figure out that learning curve and just to really be the best version of a parent that I possibly can be. My parents are the best. If I can be like half as amazing of parents that they are, then I'll be doing a pretty decent job. And speaking of confidence, we're gonna go into like a full-blown story time right now. Another goal of mine is to be a little bit more confident in life, like have a little bit more self-confidence, and there's a reason for that. I'm not getting full already. What was wrong with me? So, I've never had a confidence issue. I am me. This is me. I know who I am. I know what I have. I know what I look like. And I'm cool with it. I'm okay with it. I've always been very accepting of myself. Since I got pregnant, I have had such a confidence issue. There's a reason for that. I'm going to tell you that reason. And I'm telling you this because if you are a mom out there, or you are pregnant right now, or you're planning on being pregnant, this is just like a warning, I guess, that some people just don't know how to keep their comments to themselves. Like, some people just honestly don't know how to just keep their comments to themselves. I don't know what goes through some people's mind. I'm going to preface this by saying everybody on my learning team, I teach 5th grade, and all my close friends at work have been nothing but supportive. They've been incredible throughout this entire pregnancy. They're so supportive and so encouraging and just make me feel great. But I work in a school, I'm a teacher, and if you guys know anything about that, you usually work with like 100 faculty members on like the low end. There's some schools out there that you could be working with like 200-300 people in your faculty. So there are a lot of people in my school that like I see and I know of, but we don't like talk all the time. We just like randomly see each other because it's impossible. You don't have enough time. I don't even have time to eat lunch at my work because you're just so busy when you're a teacher. Since I got pregnant, for some weird reason, people at my job that I'm like not close with, just like more acquaintances, I feel like they have to give their 2 cents about everything. And it's driving me freaking bananas. So I just want to preface this by saying There's no cookie cutter mold for pregnancy. There's just none. It's not like you get pregnant and by month 1 you feel like this and you look like this. Month 2, trimester 2, you look like this, you feel like this. It's just, every body is different. Everybody handles pregnancy differently, and every body like looks different during different stages of their pregnancy. So for example, I might look this way at 6 months, and somebody might look this way at 2 months, or somebody might look this way at 2 months, whereas other people look like this in 9 months. Like, every body is completely different. And my body, I will be the first to tell you, my body has changed a lot since I got pregnant. Oh my goodness, I have gained weight everywhere. So some women just gain weight in their stomach, and we don't know what we're having. I know that's like a myth that like you're gonna have a girl. We're actually not finding out. We're waiting to be surprised. My body has gained weight everywhere. Like, look at I've never had this much of like a double chin before. I've never had like, I'm wearing a lot of like baggier clothes because my arms gained weight, my legs gained weight, my freaking fingers gained weight. I have a fake ring on right now because my other ring does not fit me. I had to take my actual engagement ring off. And I had to take my my engagement ring and my wedding band off because my fingers got so swollen. It's just part of the experience. So I am a person who has gained weight everywhere. Like, I really have. And my stomach has gotten big. And I'm the type of person who I started showing right away. We're going to move on now to the Cheesy Gordita Crunch. Oh, this is another one of my favorites from Taco Bell. Let me do a little beauty guru. Oh, she's so pretty. Ooh, isn't she lovely? Look at her. So I started showing right away. It was like really hard to keep it a secret because my stomach just started growing right away. It just happens to some people. I'm into my 6th month right now, and apparently I look like I'm 12 months pregnant because people at work just, they have so many comments to say. I'm not gonna tell you every single comment, but a lot of stuff that people are saying, it's really starting to like affect me. I've been talking to Adam about it like nonstop, and he's like, you just need to tell them that it's like bothering you. Like, you can say it in a nice way, but you basically just need to tell them like, all right, it's like really starting to hurt my self-confidence that you guys think that I look this way. And by the way, I know I'm saying all this while I'm eating Taco Bell. I'm going into my 6th month of pregnancy, and this is only the 4th time that I'm having fast food, so I don't think that that's that terrible. But okay, so I'll give you some examples. Like, if I had $1 for every time somebody asked me, oh, you sure you're not having twins or you're not having triplets, I'd probably be a millionaire right now. I just think that's so offensive. Like, how do you think the person who's pregnant is perceiving that? So I get that literally on the daily. Literally on the daily. Are you sure your doctor got your due date right? Because you look so much bigger than where you should be right now. I've gotten that a bunch of times. This was like one of my favorite ones. This is from a person that I work with, and again, it's not like one person on my team, it's just somebody like I'm an acquaintance with. I was like 4 months pregnant at the time. I was just walking, doing my thing at my school, and she stops me and she's like, are you pregnant? And I was like, oh yeah, we're expecting. And she was like, yeah, I can tell, your face pudged right out. Who says that to somebody? Like, who says that to somebody? She was like dead serious. Like, she wasn't even like, she didn't even laugh about it. She was just like, oh yeah, I can tell, your face pudged right out. You can totally tell that you're pregnant. Well, if you can totally tell that I'm pregnant, then why did you need to ask? And why did you have to give me like your 2 cents? So I've had that happen before. This was another one, like, from somebody that I actually work with. She services my kids, so I see her like once a week. Came up to me, literally didn't ask for this opinion at all. Came right up to me and she's like, don't worry about the weight. It'll come right off when you have the baby. Eat for 1, drink for 2, and breastfeed. It'll come right off. I was like, walking down the hall, I was like, okay, thank you. And I was like, do I look like, do I need to like lose all this weight? Like, is it evident that I'm like massive right now? It's just like, who says this stuff? This next one was really offensive. I'm the type of person who, I don't like confrontation, and I don't like other people feeling bad. So like, even if somebody's saying something to me, I just want to stop for a second Because I know none of these people are saying this stuff in like an ill-mannered way. They're not saying these things to like make me feel bad or to like poke fun at me or anything like that. I think it's just like their way of conversating with somebody who's pregnant. I honestly don't know what is going on through half of these people's mind. But this next one I found so offensive. And you can let me know if I'm overreacting. I might be overreacting, but at this point, hearing this so many times and then hearing this specific like comment, it really affected me a lot, and I went home and I cried that night. But I was at the copying machine. I was making copies for a test, and this teacher came up because she needs to use the copy machine, and she looks at me and she looks at my belly and she looks at me and she goes, "You're not gonna make it." And I was like, "What do you mean? Excuse me, like, what do you mean?" She goes, "You're not gonna make it to your due date." And then she looks at my belly again. And I usually just like, like I brushed it off. At this point, I was so angry. I looked at her and I was like, "I think I'll be fine." And then I turned around and I walked away. I held on to that all day. I literally had like tears in my eyes, and it's like making me like tear up right now. Not really tearing up, but you know what I mean. I held on to it all day, and I like went home and I cried to Adam, and I was just like, where does somebody come off saying that to somebody? Like, talk about me and my weight all you want, but like now you're insinuating that I'm so big for where I should be that I'm gonna have preterm labor and I'm at risk of having a preemie baby, which is very dangerous. So like, say or think whatever you want about me, but please, like, when you're bringing my baby into it and like assuming that I'm so big that I'm not gonna make it, which is like assuming that I'm gonna have a preemie baby, which is assuming that I'm putting a lot of danger and risk to my child, like that's where I draw the line. And I was so, I don't even want to say if I was offended, but I was more hurt, and I'm still holding on to it to this day. Who says that? Like, who says that? Like, I don't understand. So I ended up talking to Adam about it. And again, I know it's not like being said in like an ill-mannered way. I was just so hurt by that, and I literally cried that night, and I was like, am I doing something wrong? And he's like, babe, you have to understand that every single time that you go to the doctors, it is great, like it's great news. He was like, everybody's body is different, like you might just have like a ton of amniotic fluid and all that stuff, and those are some of the things that you can maybe look forward to when you're pregnant. Maybe other people had like incredible pregnancies. And I've never been the type to like compare myself to anybody, but I do now start to see myself comparing myself to other pregnant women, and I'm like, how do they look so great, and like what are they doing that I'm not doing? And that's a terrible thing to do when you're pregnant. Like, I need to not ever do that again, because every body is different, and just because my body is reacting to it this way doesn't mean that it's anybody else's fault. It's not even my fault. Like, it's just my freaking body. Like, this is how my body is handling it. So we're gonna end it with that little story time and just move on. I just don't understand why people would say such things. Like, and again, I know that they're not saying it like ill-mannered, but give me a break already. It's so good. I love it. Alright, I'm gonna finish eating this and then maybe have a bite of my quesadilla. I'll be right back. I am getting so full. I think I'm gonna have like a couple bites of nachos and bring the rest home to Adam. I don't think I'm gonna make it into the quesadilla today. It's like another weird thing about pregnancy. Your like appetite changes and suppresses and like gets really, really overly hungry throughout the entire pregnancy. Like, look at the chips. I think they all fell on the bottom because there's like 4 chips in here. And again, liquid gold. It is the best. You gotta have like literally 3 chips in here. So besides all of that, let me know down below what kind of videos you guys would like to see on my channel. Due to being like so exhausted, I haven't had like the time or energy to film all the videos that I wanted. I haven't filmed like a ton of pregnancy videos because I know it's not everybody's jam, but let me know if there are like specific videos that you would really like to see. For example, I definitely want to film a nursery tour. I think about doing another like pregnancy Q&A now that I'm into my 2nd trimester. I'm thinking about filming like what we got for our baby so far, type of haul video. And then besides pregnancy videos, if there's anything else you would really like to see, just let me know in the comments below. I had so many plans of filming so many videos over this break, and then that virus hit me. I'm like so limited on time as it is that I had this whole week, and I was like I was gonna film like 4 videos and pre-film like 4 videos, but didn't happen at all. I have no chips. They're like all on the bottom, and they're mixed in with all of the cinnamon twisties. So if you guys have anything specific, let me know. I'm sorry I keep doing like so many sit down chit chat videos. It's just what my body is handling right now. I'm gonna end this video with some, what are these called? Cinnamon twists, cinnamon twisties, cinnamon sugar, churro twist bite things. Whatever they are phenomenal. These have always been like my go-to dessert. I really like the little, what are they, like Cinnabon donut hole type things that Taco Bell has, but these will always be my #1 contender. I love these so much. That is pretty much it for this video. I keep hiccuping. This is just like a little mini life update, story time, kind of like what's been going on in my life, how I've been feeling. With all of that being said, I'm very grateful for this time in my life. It has not been like the easiest, but I would do it all over again times 10, because the end result means that Adam and I get to become parents and we get to start a family. That's honestly the coolest thing ever. I cannot wait to start working on the nursery and putting things together for it. I'm just so excited. I just can't wait to be a mom. Like, no, I just think that's so, I have dreamed of being a mom since I was a kid. I've been wanting to like have a family forever, and I would do all of this over again. Hans the whole sickness, because that was a little rough, but if I had to do that again, I would do it again, because it means that we get to be parents and we get to start a family. That's really cool. But yeah, this was just like a little bit of a life update slash mukbang, just a little chit chat video in my car, sitting down, getting to know each other a little bit better. Please let me know in the comments below if you have anything in your life that is like happening right now that is exciting. I could use all of the positive vibes that I could possibly take right now, and I would love to read about all of your happiness. My happiness is just knowing that in like 4 short months we're gonna be a family, and I'm just praying every single day that everything goes well. But I would love to hear about like your really happy times as well. So please flood my comments with just like positivity about your life, about other people's lives, about like things that you want to accomplish, about just, you know, like whatever. Just let me know really happy news right now. I'm in a place in my life where I just want to read about everybody's happiness, my own happiness, my loved ones' happiness, just like happiness in general. I love you guys so much. I hope you're having an awesome day. I look forward to talking to you all soon. I love you guys.